What was a family secret you discovered after the passing of your loved one? I always wondered why Mom never let anyone go into the spare room. Growing up, it was the one place in our small, creaky house that felt like it held secrets. She kept it spotless, locked, and off limits. She never used it, never mentioned it. And if you dared to ask, she'd just say, "It's not for you." As a kid, I used to imagine treasure chests, ancient diaries, maybe even a portal to another world. As a teen, I assumed it was just storage or maybe full of junk she didn't want to part with. By the time I moved out, I had stopped thinking about it altogether. But when she passed away last winter, the house became mine. I walked through it like a stranger, suddenly aware of how many corners I'd never explored. The spare room was still locked. The same brass key still hung on a nail behind the kitchen clock. I almost didn't open it. But curiosity can be stronger than grief. The door creaked open slowly. The room smelled of lavender and dust. Sunlight filtered through old lace curtains. On one side was a rocking chair and a tiny bookshelf filled with children's stories, The Velveteen Rabbit, Charlotte's Web, The Little Prince. On the other, a small bed perfectly made. On the pillow sat a faded stuffed rabbit. I stepped closer. Everything in the room was soft, frozen in time. There were photos on the wall. A little girl with a wide smile. Her eyes looked eerily like mine. I sank to the bed. My hands shook as I picked up the framed picture on the nightstand. It was a family photo, Dad, Mom, and a little girl between them. But it wasn't me. I flipped it over. On the back, in Mom's careful handwriting, was a name, Amelia. 1990 to 1995. My heart stopped. I was born in 1996. A sister I never knew I had. I sat there for what felt like hours, reading old letters tucked in the bookshelf, birthday cards, and drawings signed Amy. She had died of leukemia, I later learned, just months before I was born. Mom never spoke of her. Not once. It was like she'd taken all that grief and locked it in this room with the memories. And maybe, in some strange way, she kept the room perfect not for Amelia but for herself. So a part of her would never have to say goodbye. I left the room open after that. I didn't clean it out. I didn't change a thing. Sometimes I sit in the rocking chair and read The Little Prince out loud. It's strange. I feel like I'm getting to know my sister now, even if we never met. And for the first time, I understand Mom's silence.